This is done within a day, set up, automated, taking trades for me. Manual trading, I'd have to invent a whole new strategy. I can put this AI to work, I can go about my day, I'm gonna do what I like. The AI will do the work for me. I'm going to show you my top tips on how to create your very own fully automated trading strategy using AI. This strategy you can create within one day and deploy to the live markets as you wish on pretty much any symbol that you would like to trade. So first step, let's get straight into it. We're gonna head over to the XXXX Club website. Do not miss an X when you're typing this in your URL because you're gonna end up on a website that you visit a bit too much. So next, we're gonna go to sign in and we're gonna go to your dashboard area. Inside your dashboard area, you're gonna see our AI system. Now this AI agent has been created to help you, the trader, create as many different fully automated trading strategies as you like. This AI agent has already been pre-programmed, pre-trained. It knows exactly what strategies to help you with. So let's give it a whirl. We're gonna click on the Wizard AI, the chat box will appear. I'm gonna make it full screen so you guys haven't got to squint your eyes. First of all, I'm gonna ask for what is the symbol list. So I want to know what symbols this AI agent has because I want to create different trading strategies. I don't want all my trading strategies on gold. I don't want all my trading strategies on Bitcoin. I don't want all my trading strategies on GBP, JPY, right? I want to make sure I've got diverse trading strategies. That means a different strategy for a different symbol. I don't be trading all the same symbol, okay? That's not good for traders to do. Why? Because now all your eggs are in one basket. For me, there's a bit of common sense. So we're going to ask, which symbols do you have strategies for? Now the AI agent is going to respond. It's going to give me an answer. It's going to tell me all the symbols that it can give me a fully automated trading strategy for. Then I can pick one of those symbols. So let's see what it's saying. So we can see ticker, which is the symbol, and on what time frame. So we have a huge list that we can choose from. So let's choose something at random. USD JPY 30-minute time frame. Okay, I like USD JPY 30M time frame. Let's say show me strategies with over 70% strike rate for this symbol. Now, what's going to happen here? This is my prompt to my AI agent. So this AI agent is my trading partner. It's going to help me create full automated trading strategy with minimal time. Like I say, same day, set up in trading. These are my top tips. Remember, first step, I need to get a strategy. This is my cheat code, right? I don't have to spend days, weeks, months trying to create my own unique strategy. The foundation's already been laid out for me, right? So all I need to do is find a strategy that I like the look of in terms of statistics, which would be net profit, drawdown, strike rate, profit factor, and how many trades. If I like the look of a strategy, I can take that strategy from the AI and customize it and make it my own. And that's where my top tips are really going to kick in. So I'm going to show you how to make advanced trading strategies. So here we have USD JPY over 70% strike rate, looking good. I'm going to go for something which has a higher trade volume because this is going to give me a more broader horizon that I can start to fine tune the strategy. For example, if I chose a strategy which had a lower amount of trades, the more I try to fine tune that strategy in a moment on the next step, my trade count's going to keep getting less and less. I don't want that. So I'm actually going to choose a strategy with a higher volume of trades, which has that strike rate around 70%. And to be honest, row 3 is looking pretty good for me. We got 67% net profit, drawdowns below 3%. I've got a strike rate of 70%, profit factors over 2, which is an absolute must for any trader across any realm of trading, and total trades 148. So I want to go for that. So I'm simply going to type in row 3. Now the AI is really intelligent. So what it's going to do now is going to recognize that I would like the settings for row 3. Now these settings is what I'm going to send to my fully automated trading system inside TradingView. This is the next step, right? So we can see here, is use the JPY 30-minute time frame on the FXCM feed. I simply click copy. Head over to TradingView. This is a great place to create full automated trading systems because it's very user-friendly. It's up to date, and they're always continuously making sure that the user experience is top level. So we're going to go to indicators. We're going to go down to invite only, and we're going to click on the next gen exclusive club. This will then be added to my chart. When I turn this on, there's going to be completely random settings. We click OK. There we go, completely random. It's no strategy in particular. It's nothing really great. I would not use this strategy. But don't worry, we've got that AI on our side. So all I need to do now, remember that AI code that I just copy and pasted? This is where it goes. We click set. AI takes control of my trading view. It now programs that strategy for me. Bang. 70% strike rate, less than 3% drawdown, 67% profit. This is a great strategy already. We've got 70% strike rate. Profit factor is above 2, which is a rule that we stick by. It's a must rule for traders. Plenty of trade volume. Drawdowns low, good for prop firms. Profit's decent. That's a high profit. This is over a 12-month period. And we can see, of course, the equity curve is on the uptrend. That's what we want. We have a 12 trade win streak and 3 trade lose streak. That's fine. We're always looking to make sure that our win streaks are 4 times more than what our losing streaks are. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Perfect. And we're trading plenty of sessions and days of the week. So what is my next step? How can I improve this strategy? So where my tips are really going to kick in. So what I like to do, first of all, we have the strategy wizard. This is our second AI tool. Now this AI tool will program these settings for me, and it will try to find the highest net profit strategy. Now, the net profit's already quite high, but what I can do, I can put this AI to work. I can go about my day. I can go do what I like. The AI will do the work for me. It is an agent. It is designed to do the work for me. It is my trading partner. I'm not going to sit here watching it. I'm not going to sit here do the work myself. The AI will take over my computer and it will get to work and it will try and beat 67% profit. Now, in doing so, it will find strategies maybe with a 55% net profit. However, the drawdown could be lower and the strike rate could be higher. So I may actually prefer that strategy because drawdown's lower, strike rate's higher. Yes, the profit's a bit lower, but sometimes we have to sacrifice a bit of profit for better all-round statistics, because there's no point in having a huge profit if your drawdown is too high and your strike rate is too low. Because if you're trading a prop firm challenge, which 99% of traders are, you're going to hit your drawdown limit before you even get to the big profit, right? Makes sense, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run the Strategy Wizard AI system on this. I'm just going to do 100 cycles. And then every single cycle that it runs, so it's going to test now the last 12 months 100 times. That's 100 years it's going to go through. Bang, bang, bang in 10 minutes. Okay, we will fast forward this video so you're not just sat here watching it for 10 minutes because that'd be pointless. We can see the timestamp here, 10:45. So I'm going to go to the Strategy Wizard. I want to find the highest net profit percent. So I click test strategy. The AI now loads in my strategy. Now, imagine if I was doing this, I would have to explain everything to you guys as I'm doing this. I'd have already got the strategy from the AI agent, the Wizard AI, pasted it onto TradingView, nice and simple. So that took about 30 seconds. And then I go into the Strategy Wizard. Now, this is where the real magic can happen. So I'm going to run 100 cycles, which is here. That's 100 tests of the last 12 months. I'm going to look for it to optimize MA1 and 2, which is some of the settings. Swing intensity, start and end, and my stop loss size. That's what I'm looking to do. I'll leave those as they are. Swing intensity start, we'll start at 0. End, I'm going to go for 20. And I'm going to do a step size of 0.5. Now, everything that I'm doing right now is all explained in detail inside your dashboard on the tutorials. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, don't worry. Everything's always explained step by step. And we're going to do 0.5 here as well. And for stop loss size, I don't ever go no lower than 1. Top tip there. I never go lower than 1. I'm not interested in that. But sometimes I do like to go quite high. So I'm going to type in 6. Now, you may think, well, what does 1 and 6 mean? Don't worry, that's explained later on in the tutorials. I want to change this at 0.2 intervals because I want to get this quite sharp. I want to click save and run. What's going to happen now? It's going to load in the next gen full automated trading system. The AI is going to take control of those settings and start automatically changing those settings for me to create my strategy for me and to try and beat that 67% net profit. Now, remember, it may not beat the 67% net profit, but it may find better all-round stats, which is my main mission right now, is to find the best all-round statistics that I can find. So we can see now, we've started doing the cycles and it's starting to load in the system and it's done 2 cycles now, 6 seconds per cycle. Perfect. So we're going to leave this AI system, the strategy wizard, to do its thing. We can see there, it needs to beat 67.91. It's just found another strategy with 62% profit. So this could be a good one, right? This could be 62% profit, but the strategy could be 75%. But we know this at the end, so it's going to save all of this data for me on a spreadsheet. So I'm going to go away now. I'm going to go grab myself a drink. I'll be back in 10 minutes. It's currently 10:47. We'll come back when this is done. Okay, we are 10 minutes in. It's now 10:57 and 32 seconds. And we have done 95 years of testing, which is pretty cool. That means the AI system has tested one whole entire year's worth of data in 5 seconds. That has gone through every single trade, every single candlestick on the 30-minute time frame over the last 12 months. That's pretty impressive. So we're coming up now with 100 cycles done. You can see here straight away it's now downloaded the spreadsheet. So all I've got to do here is click on the spreadsheet. Now on this spreadsheet, it is going to show all 100 results. As you can see, 100, okay, of every single test that I ran. It shows me the highest net profit in green, the lowest net profit in red. Now, the highest net profit isn't what's the most important stat here. I need to understand what's got good drawdown, trade volume, strike rate, which is percentage profitable, profit factor. I need to look at these other stats as well. So how I can do that is I can click organize. I'm actually going to look at percentage profitable, and I can click sort. And I'm going to go to column D, and we're going to put them in, which you can see here at the moment, we have gone in ascending order, but I want to go descending order. So there we go. The highest percentage profit was 72%, but I only had a 40% profit. Not really that interested in that. However, what does this show me? This shows me that a higher strike rate is possible for this strategy. We have another one here, 72% strike rate, less than 3% drawdown, nearly 42% profit. It's getting a bit better. So I can take these settings here, it's all the settings that I need, and I can put them into the next gen automated trading system. Or if I would like to see if I can get even better net profit, I can input these settings, then I can run the strategy wizard again. It doesn't take up any of my time, right? So I just run the strategy wizard again for 200 cycles, 300 cycles, however many cycles I want to do, however many times I want to do it. So it's not taking up any of my time. I can run it 1,000 cycles and go to bed, wake up in the morning, it's all done for me. However, for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to stick with what we currently have, which is our 67.91% strike rate. And we're going to adapt this strategy and make it a little bit more impressive. So what's the first steps to do that? We need to open up the settings panel here. And I want to look at some of the data inside the data wizard. So the data wizard is going to show me max consecutive wins, which we already know is 12, losses is 3. What sessions we're currently trading, which is Sydney, London, New York. What days of the week? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All look good, by the way. We can see the monthly average profit, the profit for longs and shorts. Now, profit for longs is actually 45,000. Shorts is 21. Now, profit for shorts is 50% less than longs. I'm almost tempted just to see, because it's only going to take about 3 seconds to see how this strategy does perform with longs only. Now, I do want to try and keep it long and short because I like the diversification of long and shorts. So we can go longs only. Drawdown does go up slightly. Most of the trades are longs. We can see here we've got 89 out of the original 148. So majority of the trades are longs. Strike rate has gone up. and we see the win streak is still there. So that's quite interesting. I'm actually going to keep this one on both, just because that's a bit of a challenge, because if we're on longs only, I know I'm going to get this up to about 80%. Let's make it a bit more challenging. Let's go and keep it on both. All right, so we can keep it on both. Now, what I like to do here is I like to look at my MAs first. So I usually go 2 or 3 below or 2 or 3 above. What this means is I'm going to go down to 5 and see how that impacts the strategy. And then I'll change to 4. Now I'm looking to see if I can improve my strike rate and drawdown more than anything at the moment. Now, sometimes you can get incredibly fluky with the MAs and you can change it by 1 number and boom. Sometimes you've got to work it a little bit more. When I say work it a little bit more, you've got to change 1 number, which takes 3 seconds to backtest 12 months. It's not really much work. But I like to do these little bits manually. I like to see how the stats are changing. So I'm learning about my system. I'm learning about what's working, what's not working. So 6 at the moment is the best. Now we're going to try MA2. And we go down to 31. We go 32. Sorry, down to 30. And then we'll go 29. And then we try 28 as well. And we'll do the same by going above. These are just a simple blueprint that I use, that I have great success with creating strategies with. It's just following this very simple blueprint of doing the MAs first, simultaneously start and end and so on. Then we go 34. Remember what we're trying to do, we're trying to get our stroke rate up. Now, I will change some other settings in just a moment, and then I'll come back to MA1 and 2 again. So I'm not going to try them one time, because if I change some other settings, that would change how the MA1 and 2 behaves. So what I want to do is I'm going to change simultaneously start and end, maybe the stop loss size, maybe the take profit size. Then I'll come back to MA1 and 2. All right, so we'll put this back on 32, which is where it was when we began. Simultaneously start might as well just be on 0 here. Okay, so 0.1 really did help it. Let's try 1. You see the trade count will get smaller because what we're doing, we're closing the window of opportunity for trades to be placed. So making that window smaller and smaller on the charts. Therefore, it's a hypothetical window. Therefore, the trade count gets lower and lower. So we're going to go into decimal places. So 0.1 was the best. We're trying 0.2. It's just a process of elimination. I mean, for me, I would say, depending on how far I want to push a strategy, and I usually let the strategy wizard do a lot more work for me, I'm looking for strategies with over 70% strike rate. And that will usually take me anywhere between 10 to 30 minutes. But I would class myself as a pro at this system. Don't forget, I created it and I'm on it all the time. Now, there's traders inside the community that are the same level as me by using this system. They didn't create it. They've just spent the initial time on the system and understand how it works. So they're creating very, very good strategies. Okay, so next we have the human touch filters. Now we can see that trend filter 1 is not on. Now the trend filter 1 will make sure that the time frame that we're currently on is bullish or bearish before we enter a trade. We see that the trend filter 2 is on, which means that a 30-minute time frame will consult the 1 hour time frame first, using multi-time frame analysis. So I'm actually going to turn on trend filter 1 and I go through the trend filter sensitivities. I usually go through numbers 1 through to 20 to see if this can help improve this strategy or not. So we're going to do that now. Remember, every time I change one of these values, it only takes 3 seconds to test the last year's worth of data on the chart, see if it helps improve this strategy or not. So something I like to do here is I test the trend filter from the numbers 1 to 20. You can go higher if you like to, right? Up in intervals of 1. But I will now test it with trend filter 2 turned off. So I've tested trend filter 1 with trend filter 2 turned on. Now I'm going to test it with trend filter 2 turned off to see what the difference is. Because sometimes you can find the real hidden gem here. So I'm now going to go again through 1 to 20 is where I find my best strategies for my style of creating strategies. Now there's many different styles in which you can use to create a fully automated trading strategy, just like driving, right? You kind of learn how to drive. Then once you actually start driving, you kind of have your own sort of style. But we all end up doing the same thing, and that's getting from point A to point B, which is what we're doing here with trading. Point A being an unprofitable trader, point B being a profitable trader. So I'm going to go through now and let's see how this affects the strategy having trend filter 2 turned off. And we can see trend filter 2 definitely had a big impact on the strategy in a positive way because the stats at the moment are nowhere near as good. However, always keep changing and do what you said you was going to do, because sometimes you can find a beautiful strategy, even if you think by going up in the numbers, you're not really making any improvements, you can definitely find a great strategy. So at the moment, 18 is the best one from the trend filter 1 options that we have. But overall, trend filter 2 is the winner. So we'll now go through trend filter 2. We're going to remember that 18 was the best for trend filter 1, so we can turn that on a little bit later. So 1 hour is the time frame we're currently consulting. Again, we'll just go through 1 to 20. It's so easy. All we're looking for, guys, is the best number to go in this box that gives us the best stats. And what we're trying to do here, we're trying to get the profitable trades up. We need strike rate higher. If you get that good, everything else starts to fall into place. So we'll go through the trend filters 1 to 20. And we'll also try another higher time frame on trend filter 2 as well, to see if that can help our strategy. Okay, so I've adjusted the trend filter 1 and trend filter 2. We've turned the time frame up to 2 hours and changed sensitivity to 5. We've now actually activated trend filter 1 and we have a sensitivity of 15. This now gives us a 73% strike rate, slightly lower drawdown than what we had before, profit factors higher, and of course, profit has come down a little bit lower. However, we are not finished yet. I really want to get this even higher. Don't forget, we start on 70%. Higher, the better. So we will continue. Now we can move into our MA time delay. Now this will add a delay in which the system will look for trades. So the market's not looking at desirable. The system will say, okay, I recognize that. I'm not going to look for trades for this specific amount of time. Once this time's lapsed, I will then start looking for trades again. So let's see what happens if we add 0 time. Just look for trades all the time. Don't care about the market conditions. Let's see what happens here. Okay, strike rate drops, profit drops, drawdown goes up. So now this is definitely helping us. Let's start with 0.5 and see if we can increase the MA time delay gradually and start to find a much better, more fine-tuned MA time delay to give us a higher strike rate. Remember, that's what we're looking for here. The highest strike rate possible for this strategy. So the best MA time delay at the moment is 1.5. So we'll leave that as it is. We'll leave the entry type on any candle. So there's a different variation of entry types. I've actually got a new entry type coming soon as well. We're going to trade off our MA entries. Great. Now signal smoothing. Let's see what happens if we turn this off. Now signal smoothing will remove bad trades, which is what we want, right? We want less bad trades, more good trades. So as you can see, with signal smoothing off, drawdown's gone up, profits come down, strike rates come down naturally because we've got more bad trades. I'll turn signal smoothing on. What happens is we increase our strike rate, great, drawdown gets lower, profit gets higher. So let's see what the best signal smoothing value is. And again, I'm just going to go through that. Don't forget, it takes 3 seconds. Every time I change a number, 3 seconds to rip through a whole year's worth of data. It's very easy for me to be able to create a strategy, get it set up, get it linked, hooked up, trading automatically for me, all within the same day. So I'll go down in values of 50, and then I will start working towards what is the best value to have as signal smoothing. Then I'll fine tune that. So we're going to do that now.
A few moments later.
So signal smoothing at a value of 103 seems to be the best one. That gives us now a more increased profit factor, 75% strike rate over nearly 100 trades, solid drawdown, and nearly 54% profit. So you can see, just by filtering through each of these settings, we are actually creating a brand new full automated trading strategy. As a manual trader, this would take you such a lengthy amount of time because you're having to stop, write down, input, record data, work out profitable trades, profit factor, all these other statistics. What was my most profitable days of the week? What was my most profitable trading sessions? What was my max selective win, losses? When was that? So by using this AI system, not only did it give me a foundation to build a strategy from, I've now actually adapted this strategy, got it to a 75% strike rate, and I've done that in such a short space of time because it only takes 3 or 5 seconds to rinse through a whole 12 months worth of data. And we're not finished yet. What I like to do now, so I've polished this system up, right? I've got loads of trades, we can see here. I need to look at the last 3 months. Were they profitable? So currently March, yes, profitable. February, yes. January, yes. December, yes. We can see all the months have been profitable. But I'm mainly looking at the last 3 months. I want to make sure that they're around, not so much March because we're currently within March, right? But I want to make sure that the last 2 closed months were around the average month's profit, which they are. You can see we've got loads of 5Ks here, 4K, and here we're 6 and 4K, great. So around the average profit. That shows me the cycle is still strong for USD JPY trading long and shorts. But what I'm going to do, I will save these settings here by taking a screenshot. I click OK. I go up to my AI agent, the strategy wizard. I'm going to run it through another 100 cycles. And it takes 10 minutes, remember. And it's going to try and beat that 53% profit with my new strike rate of 75%. Let's see if we can just polish it off one last time. Let's see what we come up with. If it doesn't beat it, it doesn't matter. It hasn't cost me any time. I've still got a beautiful strike rate of 75% that I can go back to at any point. So let's see how we get on here. 100 cycles, save and run. Okay, so final 100 cycles has completed, which is on my optimized results with a 75% strike rate. Now, the reason why I can run another 100 cycles at the end of my optimization is try and squeeze out that extra profit. So what we can see here now, it gives me more options, right? So we can see the highest profit it found was 79% profit. So it was 53. So it had 79% profit now, but the strike rate is a bit lower at 64. But this gives me another option, doesn't it? This is the beautiful thing about AI. It's just done another 100 years worth of testing for me. I don't have to do anything at all. I actually just went for a bit of food quickly and come back throughout this YouTube video. I've come back here and I've got 79% profit. I can literally just go, do you know what? This is a better, higher profit for me. I'm going to optimize these results. I can just optimize them again. I'm most going to get this down to 70% profit once I finish optimizing and get up to easily 75 to 80% strike rate. So all the time, I'll give myself options. So my step-by-step process with my tips to create a fully automated trading strategy is I go to the X Club dashboard. I use the AI agent. I look at the symbol list. I pick a symbol that I'd like to create a strategy on. I ask for it for a specific strategy with different parameters. I could ask for a strategy of low drawdown, high strike rate, a certain percent profit as a minimum, for example, 40% minimum profit, and it's going to give me a strategy that suits those parameters. I input the AI code into TradingView. I have a strategy. I now want to optimize this strategy. I want to improve it. I want to make it my own. I go through, and the first thing that I'm going to do is run the Strategy Wizard AI. I run that on usually 200 cycles plus. I've done it 100 cycles just for the benefit of this YouTube video. That is now going to fine tune those settings for me of the next gen automated trading system and try and mine out the highest net profit strategy that it can find. Don't forget, there's millions of strategies available. So now I've got a strategy once the cycles are finished with a high net profit. Brilliant. I'm now going to start optimizing those. I work through, I look at the EMAs, I'm looking at the trend filters, MA time delay, signal smoothing. The biggest difference for me, which made this strategy jump from 70% to 75% strike rate, was those trend filters. The trend filters is what can really help enhance the strategy. Then once you've got those trend filters exactly where you want them, you can go back, you can just quickly tweak those MAs a little bit more. And this is what I'm bouncing between. And that is how I got that strategy from 70% up to 75% strike rate. I've now run the system again. Now I've optimized my strategy and I've got an even better, higher net profit strategy here that I can now optimize. It's really simple. Within a day, set up, brand new strategy, done. Manual trading. I'd have to invent a whole new strategy. I have to acquire new knowledge, test new things on the charts, keep going through loads of data. It takes months to create a manual trading strategy. This is done within a day, set up, automated, taking trades for me. Make sure to check out the next video where we're dropping more automated trading tips, and we have a guest appearing on the YouTube channel very soon.